Enlightenment means, verbally, according to verbal meaning, the manifestation of light. The manifestation of light in turns mean the disappearance of darkness. In the expression called enlightenment, used in the spiritual sense, means the disappearance of the darkness of ignorance. Spiritually, ignorance is metaphorically symbolized as darkness, because in the darkness one cannot see things as they are. To see things as they are, we need light. When we we see things as they are, we become aware of only the apparent reality, not the ultimate reality. In the spiritual sense, ignorance means not knowing the ultimate reality of things, because the apparent reality is a mirage, it's an illusion. We get deluded by these illusions and thinks what is apparent is the actual reality. What appears to the enlightened mind is quite different from what appears to us. For example, we may see a beauty queen as an enchanting object for attachment. We get delighted by that. But the Buddha, the enlightened one, when he was faced with a beauty queen called Magadhya, who was brought to the Buddha by her parents, the parents of Magadhya, in the best of attires available to that beauty queen. It is a very beautiful, enchanting sight for the normal beings. But Buddha said, I don't wish even to touch this heap of urine and excreta with my feet. The exact word used by the Buddha, as recorded in the Sutta Nipata of the Buddha Jayanti Tipitaka, at page 264, where we get the Magadhya Sutta, the discourse called Magadhya Sutta. Buddha said in his Pali, in his language, Kime vidam mutta karesa punnam padapinam sampusitum na icche. The meaning I have mentioned earlier, this is a heap of urine and excreta which I don't wish to touch even by my feet. That is the ultimate reality of the being, the heap, called the beauty queen, Magadhya. That means the enlightened one, an enlightened one can see the reality as it is, not the apparent reality, but the actual reality. Ignorance is our knowing the apparent reality. What we can knowledge that we know is really an illusion. Our knowledge is a heap of illusions, heap of a deluded mind caused by illusion, our information. Because the knowledge is the sum total of knowledge. The knowledge is the sum total of information that we have gathered through our sense organs. No sense organ is capable of knowing the actual reality of anything. Their capacity for knowing is limited. For example, the sight of the eye has a limited range of vision. The ear has a limited range of audio capacity, the range of hearing. Nose has the limited capacity of the range of smelling. The tongue has a limited capacity of the range of tasting. The body has a limited capacity of the range of touch. That means the capacity of all sense organs are very limited, so that they don't have unlimited capacity to know the ultimate reality of things. For example, scientists have found out that 99.99, they have calculated up to 12 decimal points. That means more than 99.9% of an atom is empty, but we don't see that emptiness. We can't see even atoms. We can see things made of atoms. Every material item is made of atoms, composed of atoms. If an atom is more than 99.9% empty, we have to see 99.9, more than 99.9 point empty in every object, physical object. We don't see it. That is how I say the apparent reality is different from the actual reality. According to the Buddha's vision, even that minute percentage, that is less than 1%, although the scientists say it is made of matter, that also empty. There is nothing real except what is apparent in anything in this material universe, the physical universe. The only reality that the Buddha realized was the void, the emptiness that he called sunyata. That is the basis of the entire universe. The emptiness. The content is what has filled up that emptiness. The universe contains material or physical objects. They form the content of the universe. The basis of the universe, the reality of the universe, is emptiness. That emptiness is not limited by time and space. That means the universal emptiness is beyond the limit of time and space. And it is this emptiness that the Buddha referred to as nirvana in Sanskrit. And he said nirvana is sunyata. Sunyata means void, emptiness. In the Drona Sutra, he mentions there's nothing material nothing physical in the universe. Even to his last disciple called Subhadra, he said in an indirect manner that Nirvana is empty, therefore it contains nothing. You can't say Nirvana is empty if there is anything in it. Nibbana means complete emptiness. That is the emptiness of the boundless, spaceless, timeless universe. And that is the actual reality. And that reality cannot be known by sense organs. It is beyond sensory perceptions. Senses can perceive things that are limited by dimensions. For example, length, breadth and height, the three main dimensions. Dimensions means measurements. Things can be measured vertically, horizontally, forward and backward, the thickness. And Albert Einstein imported another dimension called time because the solid objects exist, survive within the time frame. That means by time one can measure how long a physical phenomenon can exist, can appear. Therefore, length, breadth, height and time are 4 dimensions. In Nirvana, there is nothing that can be measured by dimensions. That is why Buddha said, Akase padannati. Akasa means, the verbal meaning is the sky, but here Akasa means the void, emptiness. If Nirvana is empty, if Nirvana is emptiness, sunyata, there can be any element in the Nirvana. It is complete emptiness. Moha haranaya. That means moha means the disappearance of moha. Ignorance means realizing that reality. Along with that realization, what happens is, realization of reality means the disappearance, the extinction of ignorance, eradication of ignorance. The ignorance means thinking that there are things, beings and events, whereas there is nothing. The real reality according to Buddha, as he was describing Nirvana in the Tati Nibbana Sutta. You get that in the Kuddaka Nikaya of the Buddha Jayanti Tripitaka in volume 1 at page 292. He says there, Nirvana is not born, ajata. Nirvana is not an event, abhuta. Nirvana is not something done, akata. Nirvana is not something composed out of things that are available, asankata. That means Nirvana is nothingness. As I mentioned earlier, he made a further explanation of that ultimate reality called emptiness or the Nirvana in Drona Sutta. That comes in the Anguttara Nikaya, volume 2 in the Buddha Jayanti Tripitaka. It starts at page 76 and there is a stanza at page 78 where I describe the nature of nirvana. And there he explains nirvana is completely empty of all material or physical phenomena. It is complete emptiness. Beyond all dimensions, the 4 dimensions I mentioned earlier, length, breadth and height and time. That is why in that sutta he says, nirvana is anantam. Anantam means boundless. Sabbato pabam. As there is not any covering, everything is clear. There is nothing unclear in nirvana. Clarity is the nature of the nirvana. Clarity of what? The clarity of emptiness. Uncovered by anything. To realize this ultimate reality, the path Buddha described is the insight meditation. In Buddha's language called vipassana bhavana. In Sanskrit, vidarshana bhavana. There means a prefix meaning noble, high, subtle, great. That means the noblest vision, the highest vision, the most excellent vision, the perfect vision, in fact. What is this noble vision? Seeing things as they are, on the first stage, being aware of the apparent reality that the sense organs become aware of. The eye can become aware of sense objects, physical objects, reflecting light, because the eye is sensitive to light waves. The ear is sensitive to sound waves. The ear can hear sound waves. Similarly, the nose can smell, the tongue can taste, the body can touch. But as I mentioned earlier, their capacity of awareness is limited, and on the path to enlightenment, one has to confine oneself to that limited awareness without going beyond that awareness by imagination, by thinking. That means the path to enlightenment is being aware without thinking, a non-thinking mind. Awareness is response of sense organs, and that is a natural phenomenon, response. Thinking is a reaction. That means the path to enlightenment is to confine our awareness only to a response without a reaction by way of thinking. For example, by liking or disliking. Once you are capable of being aware of things as they are, ultimately you develop the insight, vidarsana, deep into things that you become aware. According to the Buddha, as well as according to modern science, we cannot be aware of anything outside us, because all our sense organs are limited in their capacity for perfect awareness of the reality of things. We can become aware of only the mental images generated by the signals sent by our sense organs. There's a very illustrious scientific video of about 15 minutes in the internet, in YouTube, you get it, under the name perception. Perception, and it describes as the reality beyond matter. In that, scientists have found out, or they have laid down the principle, we become aware of only mental images created by our own mind. Therefore, all objects, sensory objects, that we become aware of through our eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin, etc., are not real things but mental creation called mental images. Not only the object of awareness, the mental awareness, but also the one who becomes aware. Both are mental concept. The concept of I, what we call I, is not an actual reality, but what you think of, thought. The ego, the self, is a mental concept. And that mental concept becomes aware of some other mental concept, as a sound, as a vision, as a smell, as a taste, as a touch. They are all mental objects. Once you realize there's nothing that you can be aware of other than this, and that they are only illusions, because in deep meditation, when you go deep into your own awareness, you realize that awareness is dynamic, ephemeral, changing every moment. The object of awareness, any object of awareness, is ephemeral, born to decay and die instantly, because they are made by sparks of thoughts. Spark appear, disappear instantly. Therefore, what appears as something real is only an illusion. It's a mirage. Once you realize that, you realize there's nothing but that we can get attached to, and there's nothing that we can resent. And realizing that reality means the disappearance of ignorance. That is enlightenment. Enlightenment means the extinction of attachment, resentment, and ignorance of the reality. That means enlightenment means the realization of the reality. The ultimate reality, as I mentioned, is nothing. The sunyata, the void, the emptiness that the Buddha realized. When his mind became free of all thought forms. In his first paean of joy, he said, enlightenment, visankara gatan chitta. All thought formation got vanished. That is what he meant by these utterances. In fact, our mind contains, the content of the mind is made up of thought forms. When there are no thought forms, the mind is empty. That is the ultimate reality that we are ignorant of. Our knowledge is made up of ephemeral, illusory thought forms, images, like images in a mirror, like the pictures in a TV screen, in a cinema screen, in a computer screen. They appear to be real, but they are not real. Knowing that they are not real means the realization of the reality, the ultimate reality. And that is enlightenment. And with that, as I mentioned earlier, all attachment, resentment, and ignorance disappear instantly. Instantly. And that is enlightenment, the appearance of darkness, the appearance of light with the dispelling the darkness of ignorance. That is enlightenment that can be realized by oneself, by one's own insight, referred to as vidarsana in Pali. That means going deep into your own mind that contains nothing but mental images. When they disappear, when they get extinct, they get enlightened. Mind which is empty of all its content.